Libra. Dear Libra, let's talk about your sign. Libra in June 2026. June 2026 asks a fascinating question. Who are you when nobody is watching? And perhaps even more importantly, who are you when everyone is watching? Because for you, this month sits right at the intersection of private truth and public visibility. It's a month of reputation, recognition, relationships, and authenticity. A month where the universe gently encourages you to stop living according to expectations and start living according to alignment. And for many Libras, that may be easier said than done, because you naturally care about harmony, you care about fairness, you care about relationships, you care about how your choices affect other people. These qualities are beautiful, but sometimes they come with a hidden challenge. The tendency to prioritize peace over truth, to prioritize approval over authenticity, to prioritize what keeps everyone comfortable over what actually feels right. And June is inviting you to release that pattern. For much of the month, Mercury, Venus, and Jupiter are moving through your 10th house, the highest point of your chart, the house of career, public image, purpose, reputation, leadership, and the legacy you're building. This is powerful, because whenever major planets move through the 10th house, people notice you. Your work becomes more visible. Your influence grows. Your choices carry greater weight. And for some Libras, that can feel exciting. For others, it can feel intimidating, because visibility requires vulnerability. The higher you rise, the more people see. The more people see, the more exposed you may feel. And that's one of the central themes of June. Learning how to be seen without losing yourself. Learning how to succeed without abandoning your values. Learning how to lead without becoming disconnected from your heart. You may notice that people are paying more attention to you. Your words carry more influence. Your actions create stronger impressions. And your emotional state may be more visible than usual. If you're happy, people notice. If you're inspired, people notice. If you're exhausted, people notice that too. It's almost as if your inner world is becoming harder to hide. And strangely enough, that can be a gift, because authenticity is becoming more valuable than perfection. Now let's talk about one of the most beautiful moments of the month. June 9th, Venus and Jupiter meet in Cancer. This is one of the most fortunate alignments of the year. And for Libra, it shines directly into your public life. You may receive recognition, support, encouragement, positive feedback, or opportunities that help you move forward professionally. But what I love most about this transit is that it doesn't only bring success, it brings warmth. The kind of success that feels meaningful. The kind of success that aligns with your values. The kind of success that allows you to remain yourself. If something positive arrives around this time, don't downplay it. Don't dismiss it. Allow yourself to celebrate. You've earned it. Now let's talk about relationships. Because Saturn and Neptune continue their long journey through your 7th house, the house of partnerships. And this is not light energy. This is transformational energy. Over the last months, many Libras have been reevaluating relationships, questioning patterns, clarifying expectations, learning where boundaries are needed, and perhaps most importantly, learning the difference between love and self-sacrifice, because those are not the same thing. Some Libras are beginning new chapters in relationships, others are ending chapters. Others are redefining existing partnerships. But regardless of the specific situation, the lesson remains similar. Healthy relationships require honesty, not perfection. Honesty. And June continues teaching that lesson. Around June 9th, relationships benefit from greater harmony and emotional connection. This can be a beautiful period for romance, for reconciliation, for meaningful conversations, for remembering why you care about someone in the first place. Then around June 13th, Venus enters Leo, and the energy becomes lighter, more playful, more social, more adventurous. You may feel a stronger desire to meet people, travel, explore, try something new, experience more joy. Relationships become less focused on emotional processing and more focused on shared experiences. Sometimes healing happens through conversations. Sometimes it happens through laughter. This period supports both. Then, around June 17th, Pluto enters the story. And Pluto always wants truth, not surface level truth. Deep truth, the truth beneath the truth. Power dynamics, control issues, unspoken fears, hidden motivations. You may find yourself having an important conversation around this time. A conversation that helps clarify where a relationship is going. And while those discussions are not always easy, they are often necessary, because clarity creates freedom. Now let's move into career and purpose, because this is where much of your energy is concentrated. The Sun's connection with Saturn on June 2nd is incredibly supportive. This is excellent energy for long-term planning. Career decisions, strategic thinking, building foundations. You may feel more certain about where you're going, or at least more certain about what no longer belongs in your future. And sometimes that's just as important. Then, around June 19th, Mercury connects with Mars. Things speed up. Conversations become productive. Ideas move forward. Projects gain momentum. You may find yourself making decisions faster than usual, or finally receiving information you've been waiting for. This is one of the strongest periods of the month for taking action professionally. Trust your instincts, especially if you've already done the preparation. Now let's talk about a subtle but important theme. The fear of what other people think, Libra. Many of you are entering a new chapter, a healthier chapter, a more authentic chapter, and not everyone is going to understand it. Some people may question your choices. Some may misunderstand your boundaries. Some may prefer the older version of you, the version that always said yes, the version that always accommodated everyone else, the version that never created discomfort. But growth sometimes creates discomfort, not because you're doing something wrong, but because change alters familiar patterns. June asks you to trust yourself anyway, to choose alignment over approval, to choose peace over performance, and to remember that healthy boundaries do not make you selfish. They make you sustainable. Now let's talk about the new moon on June 15th. This is one of the most exciting parts of your forecast, because it activates your 9th house, the house of expansion, travel, learning, teaching, adventure, philosophy, and new perspectives. This new moon wants you to think bigger, much bigger. Some Libras may travel. Some may begin studying something new. Some may launch a teaching project. Some may simply realize that they've outgrown an old worldview. Whatever form it takes, this new moon is asking you to expand your horizons, to explore, to learn, to stay curious. The future often begins with a new perspective, and this new moon may deliver exactly that. Then Mars enters Gemini on June 28th, and suddenly your desire for movement increases. You may feel restless, inspired, eager to experience more of life. This is wonderful energy for exploration. But remember to stay grounded. Not every opportunity needs an immediate response. Choose what truly aligns with your goals. Now let's talk about the final days of June, because they carry important messages. On June 29th, Mercury stations retrograde. And for you, this retrograde asks, how are you communicating your needs? Are you being honest? Are you asking for what you want? Are you expressing your limits clearly? Or are you expecting people to read your mind? The end of June encourages reflection, review, and deeper. Then on June 30th, the full moon lights up the Cancer-Capricorn axis. And this full moon may bring important realizations about responsibility, family, career, balance, and emotional obligations. You may suddenly recognize where you're carrying too much, where you're doing work that should be shared, where you're sacrificing your well-being unnecessarily, and where stronger boundaries are needed. The full moon doesn't ask you to abandon your responsibilities. It asks you to carry them wisely. And finally, Jupiter enters Leo on June 30th. This is wonderful news for Libra, because over the next year, your social world expands, your networks grow, new friendships emerge, new communities appear, and your influence begins reaching farther than before. The people you meet over the next 12 months may play a surprisingly important role in your future. Stay open, stay curious, stay connected. If I could summarize June for Libra in one sentence, it would be this: you are learning how to be fully yourself in public, without losing your private truth. June begins with visibility, it ends with clarity, and somewhere along the way, you may realize that the life you're building doesn't need everyone's approval. It only needs your alignment. Now let's move to Scorpio.